What's up, everybody? We're back. Today, I'm looking at a job. I have not looked at these plans, so we're going to be going through this raw. I have zero knowledge of what's in there, and all I'm going to be doing is working through this exactly how I would. That way, you guys get a good look at this. First things first, you guys know what to do. Cheers, like and subscribe. Comment below what you guys want to see, what questions you have. You know, I give you guys the secrets of the behind the scenes of being an excavation, dirt work, or civil contractor. Let's get started. First things first, Delta Regional Foundation, Olive Branch, Mississippi. Here's all of our pages, all of our architects. Cool. Talk to them if you want to. Building codes, Spanish to me. So we're near mineral wells. Looks like right here. I know exactly where this is. All right, so looks like we're looking at 5.39 acres. I'm just looking for anything important, like say there's a bunch of stuff going on up here, maybe a bunch of utilities, anything that can get in the way that I can mess up. It's going to cost me a bunch of money because you know I don't like spending money to do jobs. I like making the money. Doesn't look like there's anything really particular here. I'm going to keep scrolling through. All right, so here's our site plan. So let's go through and just take a look at kind of what's going on. So we got our building, 14,000 square feet. That is a pretty large building, which means this parking lot is going to be pretty big. Got a bunch of curb and gutter, concrete drainage swales. Looks like it drains out this way. We got a dumpster enclosure, of course, more parking, heavy duty, light duty. Light duty makes sense. This is all delivery zones. This is all parking. So first thing I like to do is I like to look at my plan, look at my asphalt, my heavy duty asphalt. Because what we do is we'll come in and we'll do all the dirt and we'll lay all of the base rock for the parking. We don't do any of the paving, but we do lay the base rock. And what we do is in our exclusions, we put, hey, we're going to get it as close to the level that you guys want it, but it's up to your asphalt guy to come in and do his final grade. Makes it a little bit easier on the asphalt guys. That way they don't have to lug in a bunch of machines and start trying to spread all the stuff in a confined space. We're already there doing it. All they got to do is come in, cut a little bit off the top, maybe an inch or so, move stuff around. Makes it easy on everybody. So the first thing I want to do is I want to figure out how much base is going to be under this light duty and how much is going to be under this heavy duty. And then we're going to figure out how much square footage it is to see how much rock that we need. So I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead and go down to some details. This is a sewer. Here we go. Here's our pavements right here. So we got heavy duty asphalt, 1.5 and 2, 8-inch crushed stone or 8-inch soil cement. Now, if they give the option of soil cement, I pretty much never put a price on the stone because soil cement is remarkably cheaper than putting a stone base. Now, that's not to say that they won't, but it is to say the likelihood is really low, so I try to not really do a ton with it. Now, I do know that there's going to be some heavy duty concrete pavement, so I'm going to do 8-inch concrete base and draw a line. So I got my handy dandy notebook right here. I write everything down because what I do is I build it in my template sheet and then I have all my notes. So when I go to do the job later, I can look back, bring it with me and be like, oh, you know, I noticed this about it. So we got our 8-inch concrete right here. I'm going to go ahead for the sake of the video. We're going to do a 6-inch asphalt base. And we're going to do 8-inch asphalt base. All right, now we're going to scroll back up to our site plan, down one more. Now we're going to do some measuring. So we see our scale is 1=50. I'm going to come down here to my measure objects, my measuring tool, right click, make this 50. We're not in inches, baby, we're in feet. Let's go ahead and zoom in. I'm going to go ahead and knock out the heavy duty asphalt first. So I'm going to hit my area tool, start to trace it out. You guys already know what's going on with this one. Again, I'm just following this shaded region because that's the only area that we're trying to get. We'll do the lighter area in a second, but for now we're just going through the heavy. If you're new to the channel, guys, I appreciate you watching. I love teaching everybody the things that nobody wants to tell you. So again, I'm focusing up right here just because I'm tracing lines and I went to public schools, and so it's really difficult for me. So we got 45,355 square feet. So let's go ahead and hit the math on that. Let's go ahead and pull up our handy dandy calculators. We got 45,355. Now we got to do it in inches. If you don't know how to do inches to feet, take your inches. So in this case, we're looking at 8 inches. I'm going to go 8 divided by 12 inches in a foot. That gives me 0.667. So I'm going to take my number right here, 45,355, multiply it by my height, which would be 8 inches, 0.667. Now this is cubic feet. Again, I'm transferring this to cubic yards because that is the like universal construction measurement. So I divide by 27. Whoops. 43. Oh man, 45,355. 45,355 times 0.667 equals, divide that by 27. So we got 1,120 cubic yards. Now, with crushed limestone in particular, it is not like a 1-to-1. So 1,120 cubic yards does not equal 1,120 tons. And you buy the material in tons. My conversion factor is 50% more. So per cubic yard, we have 50% more in a ton. So I take this number and I multiply by 1.5. Now I'm at 1,680 tons. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down for my 8-inch asphalt base. 1,680 tons. Now we're going to do the same thing with light duty. Really simple, not remarkably exciting. Again, I'm just tracing around all of this. Here's my proposed building, so I'm going to skip that. I'm just going to hit this area. We're going to have to do multiple measurements on this one because they split us up a little bit. Follow it around, connect it up. This is about to be a lot of stone, boys. A lot of stone. Hey, if you've made it this far in the video, comment the favorite machine that you've ever operated. Mine is probably Link Belt 210. It's like the best perfect size excavator, can knock out almost anything. You can use it for demo, you can use it for pipes, you can use it for moving dirt. 210 is just like an absolutely remarkable machine to me. Look, you guys see that really terrible tracing right there? I wouldn't worry about it too much. Mind your own business. All right, so now let's do some adding. So we got 64,450. Go ahead and clear 64,450 plus. Let's come over here. 43,405. I'm going to add a round up. 43,405. And then we're going to hit this little section right here. 9035 plus 9035. So we got 116,890 square feet. Again, 6 inches is half of a foot. Half of one is 0.5. Easy conversion. You don't even have to do it on here. So I multiply by 0.5. Again, divide that by 27, get to my cubic yards. We got 2164, but we're hitting our conversions. Times 1.5. 3247. Again, I'm making these notes. All right, let's keep her going. Let's go ahead and delete all these things out of here. So we're about to do a little bit of curb and gutter takeoff while we're here. Let's go back to our measuring tool. This time we're going to use this perimeter tool. It lets us trace lines and make bends in it. If you use the line tool, you're just going to run a straight line. And you're going to be like, hey, dude, I got to make 500 straight lines for me to measure one thing. Go ahead and go to that perimeter tool, big boy. $488 feet of curb and gutter right there, baby. Let's go ahead and run this over. I don't really know why it looks like they stopped that curb and gutter right there, but 480 feet. Leave gutter pan open for drain flow. That's why. Concrete ends, concrete curb and gutter ends. sod drain swale. So they want it to be running off into this ditch. Makes sense. Looks like we don't have any more curb and gutter, so I'm going to go ahead and make a mark of this. 488 and 480. 488 plus 480. 968 feet. So curb and gutter, 968 linear feet. While I'm here and we're doing concrete, let's go ahead and knock out these islands because they're quick and easy. Realistically, all you got to do is measure one of these and multiply it by 5. Measure one of these and multiply it by 3. And then just translate it to over here. So that's what we're going to do. Measuring tool. Let's go ahead and measure one of these. About 155 square feet. Oh, good heavens. We're not going to do that. Let's go ahead and make this one real tight. Blam, 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 blam. We're going to call that 290. So let's do 290 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to make a note. 290 times 8. Is that what I said? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. And now we got 155 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, whip it out. 155 times 9 plus 290 times 8. 13,480 square feet. So we got concrete island, 13,480 square feet. All right, so we did it. We knocked out the thing. While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and do this undercut. So pretty much all the buildings, we got a little bit of sidewalk. I'm going to knock that out too. Man, I'm a little all over the place, boys. I'm sorry. Let me just go ahead and knock this sidewalk out real quick. Again, this is just me raw looking at these plans. First time. Never seen them before. But this is typically how I go about it. It's a little chaotic, but we get it done. Sidewalk. We got 4,460 square feet. And then HDC, heavy duty concrete. This is probably a dumpster pad. I mean, our county started doing these. 1,440 square feet. All right. So let's knock out the undercut on this building. So typically with us, we have to undercut a building 5 feet, take out all the dirt, bring in better compactable fill, tamp it up in lifts of anywhere from 8 to 12 inches. Now, we have our finished floor elevation. Let me go ahead and go to my handy dandy drawers. We got our finished floor elevation right here of 355. Now, think about when you're building the building. You have to go a little bit out. So I usually add about 5% extra because you go about 10 feet on each side. Now, with 355, you have to remember I have to build my pad up about a foot or two off the ground, depending on the elevations, usually about a foot. And then I have to have about a foot for my concrete slab and the base underneath it. So typically you're going to get anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of concrete slab, and then you're going to have anywhere from 6 to 10 inches of base underneath it. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. When I build this building out, I'm going to build this to about 354. I'm going to leave about a foot, right? Maybe a foot and a half. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it down to 353 and a half. And I got to go 5 feet below that. So I do my 14,000. Actually, let me do it on screen. Sorry. 14,000 square feet. Multiply it by 5 foot cut. Divide that by 27. So I got to take out 2592. So I'll write down my building pad. 2593 cubic yards out. Now, again, My dirt is 1-to-1 now with cubic yard to cubic yard because it's the same material. But when I bring it back, I have to compact it. So when I compact it, I need about 22% more material than I bring out. So I multiply this by 1.22. I get 3193. That's the easiest way to knock out these buildings. All right, let's move on to our next one. We knocked that out pretty quick. Let me zoom out. Looks like we're looking at underground utility locates, concrete inlet, concrete swale, pipe invert. Does this have a chart? Reinforced concrete pipe. That's an arch pipe. All right, I'm going to go ahead and highlight this right here because we're going to need that. And it's got a flared in section. Yeah, so it looks like they're not going to be using a lot of underground stuff. So that's a yard inlet right there. Concrete swale probably pours out to here and it hits this. 166 linear feet of storm. Here's my invert elevation. Side swale. 3-to-1. We got a big old pond over here. Let's go ahead and take a note of that. This looks like an outlet control structure. I don't know what. I mean, they didn't notate it, so it's probably not that important for this project. But yeah, it looks like everything's just going to be pouring off of this side. So we're at 365. We come down to here. We got 350. Yeah, we got a 15-foot drop from over there. Everything's going to be coming out this way. All right. Well, that was an easy little storm plan. Yeah, here's that outlet structure that it was talking about. Here it is. Second page. Let's go ahead and manhole, flat top slab. 36 feet of 15-inch HDPE. Concrete trickle channel. Levees at 339. 339. Yeah, it's just an outlet control structure. Cool. These are really easy. All right, what we got now? This looks like erosion control. Construction entrance. We got silt fence. Double net straw blankets and seed. We got riprap, hay bale check down, inlet protection, swale, seeded and straw blankets, riprap apron, outlet pipe with concrete. Easy money. This looks like a straw bale too. I'm gonna go ahead and put that, highlight that for it. Looks like another one. Another one. Another one. DJ Khaled. All right. So let's get the measuring out of the way. Now look, always double check your scale because sometimes they change page to page. Scale is 1 equals 50. Scale is still 1 equals 50. So let's get our area of all of this seating. It's going to make it difficult. There we go. $8,300. Let's knock out this area. Cool. And one more. Bonk, bonk. This is the absolute joy of estimating dirt work, construction, civil, whatever you want to call it. Running through, grinding these away, making sure that you get all your numbers right. All right, so again, handy dandy calculator. Clear it up. 16, 410. 14, 825. And 83.45. 39,580. Next, we're going to hit up this silt fence real quick. Everybody's favorite item. I'm going to call that 855. A little bit more fence up here. 855, we'll call that 210. $1,240 linear feet of silt fence. Easy money. One construction entrance. I didn't check that. I didn't notate all this pipe. I gotta go back and do that real quick. So inlet protection. 1. We got the seed. We got 1, 2. What is it? 3 hay check dams. Hay dams. 3. Rip wrap. So we got 8 by 12, 6 by 8. So 8 times 12, 96 plus 48 square feet. Again, this is my square footage for this riprap. It's usually 1.5 feet deep. Divide that by 27. Now with riprap is big rocks and there's no fill material between it, so it's not really compactable. So you have to use a bigger conversion number. I use 1.8. So I got 1.8. It's 14.5. I'm going to put it to 15 tons. Easy money. We got to grout it. We got to put with grout. Grout's literally just like cement. Pour it on the top, makes it a smooth surface so the water doesn't run through it. Really easy. Yeah, let me go back and notate these pipes real quick because I forgot to do that. We got 166 feet, 18-inch HP, 166 linear feet. I wonder if there's a head wall or anything on it. I don't know. 72 by 22 by 13. Oh, 72 linear feet. Okay. So we got 22 by 13, 22 by 13. Arch pipe. We got 72 linear feet with 2 FES. Easy money. Keep it going. We hit our erosion control. We hit our drainage. The guy that I'm bidding this for doesn't really want to do any utilities, so I'll probably just leave those off. If you want to see me hit up a utilities, I've got another video that should be coming out relatively soon that I go through the entirety of everything, hitting all of my water, sewer, drainage, erosion control, dirt, all of my items. Go be on the lookout for that one. All right, let's see what we got. Again, this is me just never seeing these plans. Fire department connection is all water, water, water. Sewer, dumpster enclosure, cleanouts, easy. Connect to existing, ADA signs, asphalt, service connections. So let's go ahead and look at our pipe installation so we can check what all we need. That's sewer main. Don't need a sewer main. It's all water. Riprap ditch, silt fence. What kind of silt fence is this? Standard silt fence. Wire back, you can lose some money on. Hay bale ditch check. Straight up hay bales with stakes in it. Straw mat slopes. Dumpster enclosure. Now we're getting into our architectural plan, so I probably missed that pipe detail. Let me just cruise through this real quick. Sewer, ADA. Manhole, manhole, manhole. Sewer trench. It's probably going to be the same. Granular backfill. That means gravel. Pipe bedding, wash gravel, number 57, or sand. Sand is very important because sand is a lot cheaper than rocks. So anytime filter fabric required around pipe bedding if water, wet or muddy materials are encountered. Okay. Sand is cheap, and you only got to backfill to the top of the pipe. So we got 18. So we got 18 inches. We got to go 6 inches below that. So we got to go 24. So 2 feet of fill, basically. I can do some quick math on that. So we got 166. Actually, let me do it in front of you, man. Here I go again. 166 feet. Multiply it by, let's say we do a 4-foot trench. 4 foot wide. Multiply it by 0.5. Again, divide that by 27. It's crushed material. We're gonna do, actually, it's not crushed. It's granular material. So we're gonna do 1.6. So we're gonna need about 20 tons. 20 tons for base. Now what we're going to do, we're going to do our 166 feet, multiply it by the width of our trench minus the width of our pipe. So we got a 4-foot trench and our pipe's 1.5 feet because we're only trying to fill in these side areas. We're not trying to fill in the area with the pipe. We're only going to go up to the top of the pipe. So we do our trench, which is 4 minus 1.5. So we go 2.5. And then we multiply that by, we're going up from the base. So it'll be 18 inches because it's to the top of the pipe. Divide that by 27. Multiply that by 1.6. Let me do that again. I think I might have messed something up. 166 times 2.5. And then multiply that by, oh, I did 18. Yeah, it needs to be 1.5. Divide that by 27. Multiply that by 1.6. So about 37. 37 for backfill. Easy money, baby. So that's short and sweet. Really, just how to get your takeoffs, make your notes. I have a preset template that I would load everything into. I'll build out all my pricing. I've got tons of videos doing stuff like that. Feel free to check those out. I'm trying to crank these out. If you guys want to see anything in particular, comment it down below. Thank you guys for your time. I will see you next time.